Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League where the grind continues. I am Fly Penguin here with the director Rocker Man. We're starting our night here in the Provisional League as we got Dissonance versus Uprising. Rocker Man, how are you doing tonight?
Well, Penguin, I am doing fantastic here. It's another night of postseason action, and these matches are special because last night we had this, a lot of the 7 versus 8 matchups, or in provisional we had 5 versus 6, and those ones you win, you make the playoffs, but you lose, and you still get to play on Saturday night. However, tonight it's a winner go home. You win, you play on Saturday, you lose, and you are done for the season. So the pressure is all on the line for these two teams, and that just makes it all the more exciting for these matches.
Absolutely, it's do or die here. Everyone on the edge of their seats, and the people playing have the controllers gripped really tight tonight. The winner of this match will go on Saturday to play Agility to get the final playoff spot, and they'll play the Jesters. So looking forward to see who comes out in this one to play Agility here. We got Dissonance, who has their captain and arguably best player returning from a Rocket League ban. We got Bradish coming back. How do you think that's going to affect gameplay here, Rocker Man?
Well, it's definitely going to be interesting for their sake. You know, you mentioned it coming back from a ban. I believe it was 30 days, so the man was out of commission for a while there on Rocket League. So he's going to have to come back. But when he was playing throughout the regular season, was definitely one of those top players in the provisional league. So definitely going to make an impact here. Looks like they're probably going to have Cloppy and Smiler as well. So not going to have their full roster. No Cyclone for them. An Uprising. They're looking like they have Django's, Zach, and looks like they have Iomagan here in this one. No BMAT for them tonight. So a couple of subs all the way around here. But you got 4 man rosters for a reason, and yeah, we'll see if Bradish can step up on the dissonance end, and we'll see who takes the stand on the uprising end.
Bradish, definitely a game changer. Smiler himself, a former player of the week. Cyclone would have been massive for this Dissonance squad, but we'll see how Clothy can perform. We got Io Gunman, but we'll call him Koga as he probably will appear in game. And he's definitely an X Factor player. He's made spurts of appearances here in the Provisional League this season. I know I played him when he was on the Jesters, and man can pop off for sure. So we'll see how this matchup between Koga and Bradish goes. Is Bradish coming back from his ban? We'll see if he's still played some games with his team. Looks like everyone's in the lobby, so we're gearing up to start. Rockerman, you want to give me a quick prediction?
Um, and this one, I'm not too sure. With the roster changes, it looks like we were waiting on Iomigan or Koga to get in the lobby here, but he said he's on his way. Um, Man, I really don't know who I think is going to win this one. Obviously, I may have a little bit bias in my uprising team, as I'm the provisional GM for that team. But I don't know. Dissonance, they've been good all season long. This is going to be a really tough matchup. No BMAT here, so they're going to have to pull in Dr. Zack Attack, who is the sub for Uprising, recently added. Excuse me, as the fourth. I mean, I think I got to go with Dissonance here, just because the sub factor, and also I think Uprising, they had a rough season, but I don't know, because both these matches, Penguin, last time they faced off, they both went to 5 with Dissonance taking both. So honestly, it could flip either way.
Yeah, these teams playing twice in the regular season, both going to 5. But funnily enough, they played once in the preseason. That game also went to 5. So these teams like to go the distance against
Wow.
each other. If you look at the seeding and then the power rankings, obviously it's 7 versus 8 seed wise. But also in power rankings, Dissonance comes in at the 7th
Mm.
ranked power ranked team and Uprising the 8th. Uprising, I know they were up there earlier in the season before Bradish got banned, but they fell apart towards the end. They couldn't field a team, and they weren't winning games that they could field a team, but it'll definitely be an interesting match. Dissonance ended the season 5-9, so I know they started out strong and ended poorly, but with Bradish back, I believe they can carry this one. He can carry this team towards a win. I will predict Dissonance as well, and I would say 3-2 for the script, just so all 4 games would go 2-5, but since it's a Rocker Man team and Bradish is back, I'm going to go Dissonance 3-0 because he is just
Mm.
that guy.
Well, we will have to see. We will definitely have to see here. He is definitely a good player, but like you said, a long time away from the game. Sometimes it does wonders, but sometimes he can come back rusty. So we'll see. We'll see what comes out here. But before we do continue, I got to give a couple of quick shout outs. Huge shout out to Silver J, the staff member of the month for the month of January, coming in for the 3-month gifted sub there. He said, let's get these play-ins started. I also agree. Let's get these things started. Also, shout out to Gallium gifting a sub to Sandsbar. And one more quick shout out for people before we get this matchup going. There is a little bit of a discount on the Nemesis merch store. I believe it's exclamation point merch. We've got a discount going on, 10% off as we go into the postseason here. Use the code playoffs in the merch store. Get yourself some cool Nemesis merch. Support the league and look good doing it. So. But looks like Penguin, we got everyone in the lobby. Looks like we're ready to get the play-ins underway for Winter Go Home Day.
Play-ins day 2 about to start up. The timer's counting down as we got Dissonance versus Uprising. Smiler on Koga on the kickoff. Bradish with a turned around Zack attack. Bradish puts it right off the backboard. Django's trying to carry it out. He meets Clothy, but Django's gets the better of that. Smiler in the net gets the save. Smiler himself is 3rd in saves per game in provisional this season. What a player he can be at times. He's provisional. He's a switch. He plays on switch, so you could call him a provisional switch demon as Bradish goes up to make the save. And he plays on Joy-Cons. He does not miss letting people know that. Smiler on the ball. Passes it to Koga, but Bradish meets him for the 50 as it goes into the red end. Clothy with a touch. Smiler and Bradish right on top of each other. Zack attack with an open net. Can he finish it? Oh, right off the post to Django's. He opens the scoring 45 seconds into the game. Uprising up 1-0.
And that's the captain there. Zack attack coming in with the pass here. He's the sub, but there's the captain. Django's Joestar putting that one in the back of the net. He is definitely a guy to watch out for. Been on this team all season long here, and really made a name for himself this season. And one more thing I want to add. I know you mentioned Smiler on the Switch on the Joy-Cons, but you can't forget the biggest thing. He is EU, so he's got a ping diff here that he's had to overcome all season long, and he's been able to even win a Player of the Week award as well. So gotta watch out here. Is Clothy trying to take it down, but Koga on the goal line with a huge save.
Smiler sitting at a solid 150 to 160 ping. So we'll see how he can perform as he gets a demo on the last back, and Clothy just puts it right into the open net. What a huge demo from Smiler. Looks like, just Django's passed it to Clothy, and what a demo to kill the last guy back. You had 2 guys pushing up offensively and can't make a save if there's no one there to make it.
That's very true. The demos can be huge, and Smiler, he is also one of those guys, like I mentioned, Player of the Week in previous, and he's a difference maker for sure. And he may have some disadvantages, but with the ping, with the switch even, but he does his best, and definitely a huge performer there in that demo. Open up some faces. Oh my goodness, Bradish coming back with a bang, the double tap to put it in the back of the net.
Bradish with a disgusting double for provisional. That's even nice for some higher up leagues for sure. Bradish taking over, giving his team a 2-1 lead, 3.5 minutes left to go. Just given too much space, and he had just enough boost to make it happen as, Koga scores off the kickoff to answer. We are getting some provisional gameplay. It's exciting, at least, because they are going in the net right off the kickoff. Great kickoff by Django's, and Koga just takes advantage.
Yeah, that is a great kickoff. They're able to put it in the back of the net, and the high scoring affairs so far. 4 goals already, only barely a minute and a half in. So these two teams, a lot of teams, Penguin, they do have those stream nerves, but maybe provisional, maybe they're immune, maybe they don't even know that they're on stream. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, but no signs of the pressure at the moment.
Absolutely not. We're all bad at the game, and we all know we're bad, so we just play to have fun as Zack gets a demo on Bradish, giving his team the offensive advantage as Django's, and Koga, who was on the offensive attack with his teammate, gets demoed off the field. Now it's Bradish and Smiler on a 2v1. Bradish plays it around. It's floating up in the air. No one's there to save it, but no one's there to shoot either as Clothy from the heavens, from all the way on his side of the net, or on his side of the pitch, I should say, comes to finish it off. What a play.
Oh my goodness, and look at this angle too. This ball is like right on the backboard and hit it with power straight down. That is a huge shot from Clothy.
Absolutely, giving his team the 1 goal advantage as we are going back and forth. Koga off the kickoff again, but Bradish there this time to make the play. Clothy popping off here. He's already got 2 goals as a sub. Maybe it's that Bradish factor. Maybe Clothy's just he's been undervalued this season, or maybe not getting the opportunities to play. But Clothy showing up here when it matters most. But Bradish on the ball, bumped off. Smiler and Clothy last back. Clothy with a big miss as it floats in front of the blue net. No one there on Uprising to make the play. Jangos is in the corner. Can't do much with it. As Koga keeps the ball in his team's offensive end. But Bradish with a redirect, I should say, couldn't get the words out, but puts the pressure on Uprising. Nothing to come of it though. We still got 2 minutes left to play. A lot of shots going off. 6 shots from Dissonance and only 4 from Uprising. What's the story of this game so far?
Yeah, I mean, both these teams they both came out hot and have capitalized on the opportunity, but now things have kind of died down a little bit. It happens sometimes when you get a lot of goals really quickly. Things in turn is oh my goodness, Clothy for the midfield, the hat trick, and I don't know if people are picking Clothy to step up and be the difference maker here, but that is a third goal, and look at this power from the midfield.
112 kph is Clothy. Hats off to him as he scores his hat trick. I mean, I was sleeping on him for sure. I mean, I rarely have seen him play or even show up from what I've heard, but what a clutch performance from Clothy showing up here when his team needed him the most. When a player goes inactive at such a tough juncture in the season, it's great to see a player like Clothy step up as he gives his team a comfortable 2 goal advantage, but time left on the clock for Uprising to make a change, or in the score at least. 2 goals is not a lot for a minute, especially for how goals have been going in this game. But Bradish on the ball, he's full boost. He plays for the 50, and Koga meets Clothy as it's still floating in the midfield. Zach just doesn't want to push the ball too much. He's playing too carefully, maybe too little. You don't want to see that there when you're 2 goals down. You might want to push the ball a little bit faster, Rocker Man.
Or Uprising, excuse me, they have to get the pressure going right here, and they're trying to get out of their zone. It's do or die time. They need 2 goals in 30 seconds here if they're going to want to come back. It's going to be a tough road to climb, but they're going to have to try to do their best to push out of this defensive half.
Yes, they're definitely being suffocated as Smiler with a big whiff makes Django's awkward. It's floating above the red net. A double commit there from Uprising. Can Dissonance take advantage? It looks like it's just going to go high off the corner, but Smiler with a shot, and it's in! Players from Uprising in the net, but no one could quite make a save. Big play by Bradish from taking advantage of that double commit, getting a bump in the net even. What a play by them.
Yeah, that is a huge bump in the net and a good shot there, bouncing it off the ground, put it in the back of the net, and yeah, Dissonance looking strong here to take this game number 1. They definitely will, and honestly, they played pretty well here. I mean, Uprising, they gave it to him a little bit in the beginning, but Dissonance was able to battle back after that game was tied at 2-2, scoring 3 unanswered to close it out. So a good start for them there, and we'll see if they can carry it along, and if Uprising has some fight left in them to try to bring it back.
Absolutely. What a great game by Dissonance to score 3 straight when it mattered most, when it seemed like it was going to be a back and forth affair. Dissonance really took over. Big performance from Clothy coming in as the sub with a score of 545. If he keeps that up, that could be player of the week numbers for this play-in week. But looks like we're having some connection issues. We lost Koga, and Smiler's still obviously lagging being an EU. So we'll see what comes of this game. But what does Uprising need to do to change the pace of this match? They did well in the beginning of game 1. What do they need to do to change the pace in game 2?
Yeah, I think they had something going there at the beginning. They were getting a lot of good pressure, getting some good shots on net, kind of controlling the pace there. But as things kind of went along, Distance, they got low momentum. Uprising, a couple mistakes were made from them. overcommitting a little bit or even undercommitting, just not wanting to go for the ball, and that allowed Dissonance to really take control here, and they outshot him 9-4 in that game. So for Uprising, you got to get the pressure back here. Try to get some speed to go in and try to control the possession, in the midfield and get some good shots on that. That's how you can win in these lower league games. Control the pressure here. Don't make mistakes. I guess that's a simple thing to say. Don't make mistakes. It'll happen, but limit your mistakes, if you will. And for Uprising, try to get control of that ball in the midfield and get some more shots on net.
Yeah, if you're Uprising, just win. That's all you got to do.
True.
Just simply win. But yeah, easier said than done. No matter what rank you are, you're playing similarly ranked players. Clothy there with a shot on, couldn't quite finish it. But luckily we got Koga back so we can continue this series as we are in game 2. 20 seconds in, nothing exciting happening yet other than that slightly missed opportunity from Clothy. Zach attack awkward in the offensive end, giving Clothy the hot hand the advantage as it bounces right in front of the net. Big save by Django's just to give it a clear, but Bradish right on the ball to keep the pressure up. And Bradish, not only dangerous on the ball, he is dangerous physically, as we saw him get a bump there to get that final insurance goal in game 1. But he is 8th in demos per game. Probably could be more, but Clothy scoring again. Gosh, this guy is popping off here in the Provisional League, probably deserving himself as the starting spot that he has, hoping to carry his team to Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, Clothy, that's just a great play. Just pretty much got it by all the defenders there off the backboard, and that's a big area that you can play with there. If you can throw the ball off the backboard and you can read it as, oh my goodness, Zach looking for the shot. Here comes Django's for it, but a little bit too slow. But if you can play that backboard, especially at the lower leagues, it's often so difficult for those teams to defend against that. So keep pounding the backboard like you just saw Clothy do, and it can result in a lot of goals here, and it resulted in one there.
Absolutely. As Clothy with the shot on, saved by Zacatag, this Dissonance squad is just throttling Uprising as they're just absolutely giving them no time to breathe as Koga gets a good clear, but sent right back to Clothy. He's with Bradish in the offensive end. He beats Zacatag. It's dropping down off the backboard, and Bradish finishes it. It's the story of the game, just pounded off the backboard, and someone's going to score. Clothy with a dime off the corner up above. Just goes right down to Bradish, who plays it right around Django's for a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and that one's a close one. Django's trying to do the best he can there to get up in front of that ball, but just a perfectly placed shot from Bradish, and a kickoff goal is gonna go through. Another one for Bradish. It's 3-0, and that one, yeah, tough one to swallow there. Zach, he flipped just right in front of it. He's trying to counter the quick kickoffs of Dissonance there, but wasn't quite able to make it happen. And 3-0 for Dissonance. They are kind of rolling a little bit here, and Uprising, they got to find some momentum here and stop the bleeding right here, right now.
Absolutely. With a team like Dissonance, they might just run away with it. I know they struggled late in the season, but Bradish definitely a big factor as he is enabling his teammates. He scored 2 goals this game. He is 2nd in goals per game in Provisional. So when this man is on the pitch, he is a difference maker on each end. So let's see if he can lead his team to a quick 3-0 victory as Zacatag puts a shot on and Bradish couldn't quite make the save out.
Yeah, that one's huge there for Uprising. They needed that one, and Zacatag, the sub here, I don't even believe he's played a single game yet on this team, and he's stepping up here in the play-in tournament. He's picked up very late in the season. Got some good space there, put enough power on the shot, and the defense couldn't save it. So nice one there. And Uprising, they really need this game. This, like we mentioned, this is do or die. You win or you go home here. And they may have had the worst record in the regular season, but it's all about what you do here when you get to the postseason. And they're gonna have to step up here in the final half of this game.
Django's with a seemingly open net, just took too long, gave the Dissonance time to get back. Uprising. The winner plays agility, but yeah, Uprising trying to get that last bit of momentum to try and come back as Koga puts a shot high after a demo. Bradish with the clear, giving his team some more time killed. 2 minutes left in the game. It is all but over. Not all but over. It's still a lot of time left, I should say. Uprising with the last goal, trying to just get any momentum they can. Koga with an offensive opportunity. He is dangerous, but he has no boost, unfortunately. But Clothy with a miss. He picks up the boost, but he gets beat by Bradish. Bradish with the counter. Puts it high. Zach is awkward, and it's just in. What a provisional moment from Zach Attack. Is just too far out of the net to make that touch.
Yeah, Zach a little bit awkward, and maybe he thought Clouthy was going to get it. Maybe he's just hoping to hit off the backboard from that angle, but it was on target. A tough one there, and Dissonance back to a 3-goal lead here with about 2 minutes left. And Uprising, yeah, they're gonna need a lot here if they're gonna want to bring this one back. And oh my goodness, I thought they were gonna need more, but Smiler just saves the open net there. As this one, they're pounding off the backboard, but they still can't score.
Smiler is third in the league in saves per game, but sadly those don't count as he took away a for-sure goal from Bradish. But they're killing a lot of time as they're just bouncing the ball around in their offensive end. Clothy meets the ball in the midfield just to keep it in so much longer. I mean, they've been in the offensive end for longer than I could think. Finally, Zach Attack gets the ball out in front. Just wide. They were getting suffocated there, and their one chance at a counterattack just puts them right back in their defensive end. Clothy with a 50 in front of the net. It's floating for Bradish, who makes a touch off the wall. Zach Attack puts it into the corner. Smiler there to meet it. He's trying to counter quick, put them back on their back foot. There's only less than 45 seconds left to play in this game, so they're just trying to kill time and go home with a 2-0 lead. And that may just kill Uprising here in this series. They have zero momentum, it seems, and a 2-0 series deficit. Unlikely to see a reverse sweep here, Rockerman.
Hey, you never know what can happen here, especially in the professional league. And Uprising, they've had some flashes. I think that's the most important thing here is they've had some flashes where they got on the offensive end and had some good plays, but just too many miscommunications on the defensive end that have allowed Dissonance to take the first game and now seemingly to take the second game as, oh, wait a minute, an own goal comes through. 8 seconds left. It's possible, but it's probably pretty unlikely.
Smiler, a double agent, it seems, making clutch goal line saves and scoring half of Uprising's goals. He's scoring. He scored there to own goal. He wanted a goal, Clothy says in chat. Man just wants to be on the stat sheet, but that will not put you on it, sadly, in this game. But under 5 seconds left to play, Uprising needs to score now if they want a chance. And Clothy with a big clear, floating towards their net, and Dissonance takes game 2 here. But Smiler has the traitor and a big save on Uprising's net, but it doesn't seem to matter as Dissonance takes this game.
Yeah, Dissonance, they take this game pretty handily, to be honest. But, like I said, there are still some flashes from Uprising, and, that's the biggest thing. Dissonance is getting some dominance on the offensive end. They do have a lot of pressure. Again, leading the shot department 11-5 this time. But, Uprising, they had their opportunities. They may even have a little bit of momentum. I know it's hard to think of it that way, but that own goal, a couple of saves, like Dissonance has been making mistakes too. It is provisional league. These teams are going to make mistakes. And for Uprising, you got to get the pressure. They had some opportunities and, maybe still trying to fit in with Zach and find that rotation. In game 3, it's win or go home. This is your season on the line here right now. If you don't win this game, it's all over.
Zach Attack in his first Nemesis match, as you said earlier, it is indeed his first appearance. But on the bottom of the leaderboard this game, but with a 256 score, not bad, but you hope someone from Uprising can step up and help their team take this game to stay alive in this season. Zach Attack probably wants to see the field a little bit more, but Bradish, who's missed the pitch this season, he wants to make that play and run. He wants to go to the playoffs and show that his team is a top competitor in the Provisional League, as they shown earlier this season. Smiler putting it in the correct net this time, 4 seconds into the game, and they take the 1-0 lead right off the kickoff.
Yeah, I said that Uprising, they had a chance to regain momentum, but that one hurts. That one is right to the heart there. 4 seconds in only. You're trying to pull off a reverse sweep against, a team that has been really solid here. That is not the way to start, but hopefully they can try to bounce back here as they get a good kickoff into the Dissonance end.
We've seen a lot of kickoff goals here in this provisional match, but story of the game was just of this match so far has been Dissonance's pressure and their shots on net. But I believe the shots were 12-5 in game 2. And just a crazy stat for just how much pressure they've been under this Uprising defense. They've survived so far, only 1 goal down 30 seconds in, but it still seems like Dissonance has the advantage as Zach beats Bradish. He's into the midfield, but Clothy with a touch up. Jangos meets it to go offensive. Bradish with a clear, puts it up for Koga. Can Koga get a shot on? Saved by Smiler. Zach attack, though, to keep it in. It's off the corner, met by Clothy, who puts it down for Jangos, who just wide, puts it just wide, and oh, what an opportunity there for Uprising. You can't miss those as Koga puts it right on Clothy's car. Unfortunate for them as they are getting opportunities. They are seeing what they're getting the pressure they want here, Rocker Man, but they're just missing the net.
Yeah, they're getting the opportunities, these shots, they put them on target, which you need to do that. They're just lacking a little bit of power, a little bit of speed here, but they still have the pressure here as they're trying to get it in the zone. And if they can keep that up, they can definitely score one here and give themselves a good shot as they are continuing to pound away here. This is what we were wanting to see from them earlier. You just got to avoid these counterattacks.
Dissonance on the counter. Big bang from Bradish. Clothy couldn't make a play, but Bradish ends up with the shot. Saved by Jangos. We have seen Uprising turn their gameplay around as they have taken Dissonance's pressure and Uno reverse card it back to them. Maybe they can make Smiler get his fingers to slip off of his Joy-Cons one more time to get some own goals, but they want to score some goals of their own as Koga misses the touch. Bradish with the shot, saved by Jangos, fortunately for Uprising. Only one of the lowest scoring games so far this series at this point in the game, but shot on by Jangos. Big save from Clothy. He seemed to be floating there, but good save, good clear. Smiler on the counter, puts it on, and Jangos making another save, getting his savior medal halfway through the game here. Who's stepped up here the most for Uprising here is, oh, Jangos with an open net, puts it just wide. Oh no, Rocker Man.
Oh, I was so ready when you asked that question to say Jangos has stepped up, and that one's so unfortunate. He had the open net. Dissonance had overcommitted on the offensive end, but heartbreak again for Jangos as here comes Dissonance looking for the shot, but it's saved away yet again. And it still has been Jangos here on this one stepping up, but they need some more in the final 2 minutes here. They're still looking for a goal, but the pressure again, they've turned things around. They just need one to find its way through to give themselves a chance.
The goalpost seemingly to be the defensive MVP here in Game 3, but for Dissonance also missing as many chances as they've gotten as Uprising. But someone just has to hit the net here. You'd hope as Bradish puts it wide again. No need for a save from Uprising, as these posts just seem to be magnetized, it seems, in Game 3. We are in Utopia Coliseum, but it's seeming to play like for Forbidden Temple as just a weird game as Jangos puts a shot on, saved by Clothy, because this is the weirdest game. We're not seeing as many. We're seeing scoring chances, just not goals. As Smiler puts another one wide, Clothy there to finally finish a shot, give Dissonance a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, Dissonance, this one again, another one that hurts. Uprising, they both were after the first ball, but it was wide. A tough one there, and now they find themselves down by 2. A minute and 11 remaining. They've gotten 6 shots off. Dissonance racking up 4 saves. So Uprising, they've had their opportunities. And again, it's all about capitalizing in the final minute. You got to do it. You not only got to capitalize, but you have to do it quickly.
Absolutely. We are under a minute to play. 2-goal advantage. Doesn't seem like Dissonance is one to let up on their leads. But it is Game 3. It's their last chance to survive in this season. The first season for Provisional. And Uprising just trying to play for a little bit longer, but Dissonance not looking to give it up as Bradish goes into the offensive side for his team. Clothy there to pick it up. He flicks it over the net. Jangos with an easy save and clear, but met by Smiler. Uprising there not meeting the opportunities when they're given a counterattack chance, but under 30 seconds left to play. Dissonance is living in the offensive end as they have all series, as they have 10 shots to Dissonance or Uprising 6. The story of the game is we're under 10 seconds left to play. Dissonance and Clothy looking to go on to Saturday to play agility. Uprising meeting their match, which more so was the goalpost here in Game 3, as easy sweep for Dissonance.
Yeah, the sweep comes out here to get the brooms out in chat. Unfortunately, for my Uprising boys, they go down here. But they gave it a fight here. But you saw this Dissonant squad, just too much offensive pressure, too much chemistry from them there. They really put the pressure on yet again. Another game where they outshot them by 4 shots this time. Even with Uprising giving it their best effort at the very end, it still wasn't enough to let them come through. And I mean, yeah, you got to give credit. I mean, Bradish is back. Clothy and Smiler were playing well, and that's without Cyclone, who has normally been starting for them recently. So who knows what this squad here, this Dissonance squad, can bring on Saturday night? As you mentioned, they're going to take on Agility and win or go home territory yet again. But honestly, Penguin, I mean, Dissonance, they look good. They look like a team that could make a scary run there if they can take down Agility and like you mentioned, make their way in the postseason, into the playoffs, and face off against Jesters if they can win on Saturday night.
Absolutely. I'm definitely intrigued to see the matchup on Saturday as Dissonance plays Agility. Dissonance showing their suffocating offense with their offensive pressure, but I believe that Agility can counter that because they have great counterattack ability. They have great positioning, at least offensively, and defensively it didn't show Monday, but they can definitely come back. But Dissonance with this momentum and their captain Bradish back, he didn't show up on the scoreboard Game 3, but he proved to be a factor here. But Clothy proved to step up. Him and Bradish coming back to prove the difference for this Dissonance team. And I'd like to see what they got going forward. I'm excited to see the matchup on Saturday and excited to see Bradish move on forward. He's one of my faves there in the Provisional League.
Yeah, definitely a solid player. Good to see him back in the league play here in the postseason, coming up big for his team. So, huge shout out to him. And yeah, like you said, We'll be seeing them playing on Saturday night. So that'll be an exciting one for sure. And a quick shout out here. I got to give a shout out here over to Chunk Light for gifting a sub to Brittany the Blade. So shout out to Chunk Light, big supporter there of Nemesis. So appreciate that.
Yes, shout out to everyone showing up tonight. Shout out to everyone gifting subs and following and subscribing. All love to you guys, but we will move on to the Challenger League as we got Snowstorm versus Motion. Hope to see you guys there as I will be leaving, but I will be back. Please stay tuned and for this next matchup.